I've never seen anything live on Twitter. Okay, we're live, y'all. Hey everybody, it's Nikki with That Homeschool Life. We've got peeps on from YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. At Instagram, I am going to keep you guys on the whole time. I'm not going to cut the feed, so you don't have to mosey on over to YouTube. Now listen, I don't have a plan right now. I was like, I need to get on and let people know I'm still alive and I'm not out in the jungle of my backyard trying to do garden work. Now, y'all know I love my nails, but look, ain't no love right here, y'all. These are hands, these are grandma hands that are in the ground trying to get my my garden going. So anyway, if you guys saw on the community post on YouTube, everybody in my house is sick. It started with one child and then the next child and then the next child. And I'm sure my husband is right around the corner. He's probably sniffling right now as we speak. So do dogs get sick? Because my dogs are just G's. They're not giving me no problems. So anyway, I wanted to come on really quick to let you know, one, I will be having, hold on, IG. Let me try to get you closer to the camera with my YouTube people. I will be having Friday Night Live Friday. So this live today will be short, but I'll be going live our usual on Friday, this Friday. But I just wanted to check in, plan to change. I was on your account today, Miss Lady. I like it. I need to see if you have a YouTube channel. Adina Adventures. Hey girl, I haven't seen you in a minute. And let me get my comments in here from YouTube people. And okay, here we go. Okay, let me get the stuff in here. Okay, cool. We're good. All right, so I want to, this is going to be like a 30 to maybe 45-minute live. And I'm thinking of doing quick little in and outs every week. Like, I don't know, I'll give it like a little catchy name. Just so if you guys are having issues throughout the week, then what's today, Tuesday? Whatever day I do it, you can come in and ask me a question and we can try to problem solve. I'm just thinking some things out. I will be having tomorrow, I'm going live again, and I am going to have a channel update and announcement. I will announce that probably later on tonight with the time and the day if I don't change it. So be on the lookout for that. Shout out to all the people who are like, girl, where you at? We're going to find somebody else. I'm sorry, y'all. Listen, hold on. I was making rounds to each room in my house. I was like, what you need? You need your silver. I got your silver. Come on, did you take your elderberry? Did you get elderberry syrup? Who didn't do their black seed oil? I mean, everything, oil of oregano, not all at the same time, vitamin C. But then I got my Mary Ruths downstairs. I was like turmeric, fresh turmeric. I grow turmeric and I dehydrate it in the oven. You don't need a dehydrator. And then I put it in my Vitamix blender, blend it up, and boom, fresh turmeric. But listen, yeah, you guys got to do everything you can to keep healthy. I started cleaning the house. I haven't finished because the kids were like, I need this. Can I have some water? Mom, did you bring the blanket? Oh my God. You can't, it's not nice to strangle your kids when they're sick, right? So gotta be nice. But yeah, I didn't get as much done today, and I knew I wouldn't. I didn't get as much done that I wanted to. So usually I have to work late at night when they go to bed so I can like get the house really clean. When I'm sick, when I feel like, sickness is it's on the horizon, I get in clean mode, like the floors, the baseboards, the walls. I need like really, really fast. I need to keep it clean. Am I the only one like that? When you're about to be sick or when you're sick, don't you just need your environment to be clean? Hey, Hassan. Oh, thank you for passing through. Thank you so much. Thank you for my flowers. It's good seeing you. And I see you've updated your thumbnail. Looks very nice. Hey, Steph. Thanks. Good to see you, your beautiful face again. Thank you, my love. Kamika, hey, sweetheart, I saw I don't know where your message was, but thank you so much for your comments and your well wishes, everybody. Okay, so I'm going to throw this out really quickly. If you guys have any pressing questions, if there's something you want to see starting next week for videos. Hey, Jessica, it's good to see you. Let me know. Uh, I'm trying to recheck in with everybody and see what your needs are. I know a number of you guys have littles like in elementary school, but a number of you do have high schoolers. Most of you are fairly new to homeschooling, maybe 1 to 5 years. And then I do have some veterans that kind of just pop in every now and then because they bored because they know everything. Or they didn't done it all, or they're real busy. They got a lot of kids or whatever. They work from home. So I always appreciate your time when you come in. I'm just going to open this up to you guys. Let me show you something really quickly. What I have going on. So I'm going to have, this will be starting next week for the videos, and everything's going to be live. So I just got, now this is not a book haul. This is just a preview. What's up, Michelle and the image chef and speak Spanish now. Girl, come over to my house and help us with the Spanish. But oh my gosh, guys, this set of books is amazing. It is called the Tuttle Twins. Has anyone ever heard of the Tuttle Twins? Just show of hands. If you have heard or have read about the Tuttle Twins or the author, Connor Boyack, put a 1 in the chat. I'm really curious because my girlfriend told me about this. I was over at her house and I was looking through the books. Now, you guys know when my high schooler was going to be homeschooling, we were going to read The Creature from Jekyll Island. Okay. And he went off to public school, and we'll talk about that. I talked a little bit about that, but we'll talk about that later. And so when I saw this was on top of her book stack. I was like, that's not the book by D. Griffith, is it? And it is. And one of my favorite teacher inspirers next to Marva Collins is John Taylor Gatto. And he's written like a little comment on a number of the books, on the backs of the books. So it's called The Tuttle Twins, and it's a 12-book series. And I'm not going to do a review on it. I'm going to do a book haul review. And I think you guys are going to like that. I see Miranda. So Miranda, you're familiar with this, or you have at least heard of it. Did you like it? Steph. Okay, Steph has heard of this. Anyone else? Let's see. Jessica has. You have the entire set? Oh, good. Girl, how come you've been holding back information? Listen, y'all, you guys have a lot of great information. You might not think you have jewels and things like that, but you do. I love this. And I also have the audio version. We are going to have fun with this. I really like this. I just found out about this maybe a month or so ago. So very new. My 3rd grader is working on the law. Oh, really? Okay. Excellent. I know I'm on the email list, and the author just sent something the other day about, he's got a lot going on, like new stuff. So once, I can push the Black Plague and everything out my house, I can sit down and look at new stuff, because you guys know I love new curriculum, books, all that good stuff. Let's see. I have this set, but haven't went through it yet. Okay, Steph. Well, you know what? Listen, next week I'm going to be going through these, so you might be encouraged afterward to pop it open and start using it. I haven't used it yet. Let me just be clear. I haven't used it yet, but I flipped through it and I'm very excited about that. Okay, let's see. Jessica says we're working through them very slowly. Okay. Because you know what, guys? Okay. When I first moved to California, I taught English at a private language school. And the one thing that the director told us, and the director, this was she had one of 5 schools. She was like a millionaire. She was Japanese. Her husband worked at Toyota. It was the headquarters over here. And she always had a constant supply of students that came from money, because if your husband, because it's usually the man, your husband came over here from Japan over to the headquarters, you're making some pretty good money. So they charge a lot for these classes. So of course, and they want the parents, everything is show. They want to know that you're their child is getting the best. So when the director said, hey, I found that teaching a foreign language, that is really easy to do it with like cartoons, graphic novels, just things like that. It's visual, in addition to the written word and all of that. And so she wasn't telling us to do that. She was just recommending that. So I started using some resources that she recommended. And in my classroom, actually, I had a mix. I had people from Africa, people from Mexico, but majority were from Japan. And I started using like picture books, like Caldecott picture books, to teach concepts and to teach language. And let me tell you, it clicks just like that. So even though some people in the chat are saying that their younger kids have used this, I'm going to be using this with all of my kids, because when you're teaching a hard concept, for example, The Creature from Jekyll Hyde, let's see, I have the book. I think it's on my bookshelf, my curriculum bookshelf downstairs. The Creature of Jekyll Hyde is like 500 pages. It can be a little dense, and it talks about a lot of economic concepts that could be over your head. But look at the condensed version of it, like this. Oh my gosh, I'm doing a review. I'm not going to do a review. So all that to say, if anything, when you're looking for resources for your children, especially if they're older children, don't just push aside babyish looking stuff. I remember in my marketing class at my college, he was one of the most popular professors in the business college. And I don't have a business degree, but I knew he was one of the most popular in the business college. And he did everything through like a cartoon or like comics. He did New York comics. So, and I remember so much of it. So yeah, don't be put off by baby or cartoon animation stuff. That's how they get you. That's where they put the real information, right? All right, let me catch up on some of these comments. Let me see. And listen, Lily Perez says, I'm so glad you're back. Thank you guys. I hate being away from you guys from a while. Despite like my hair up in a bun and all this, I did this like 10 minutes before. That's why I was late getting on here. Couldn't do nothing with the hands though. Because I was like, baby, y'all would have been like, oh girl, get off and go get some rest. you look tired. He's releasing the cartoon series on YouTube too. Oh my God, that's going to be amazing. I'm going to do a review on that because that will be great. And hands off. You can be hands off, guys. You just put your kids, hey, we're reading this many pages in this book, and then watch this YouTube if it aligns to that. And you bought yourself like 15, 20 minutes of time to go teach somebody else. Okay, he just put out the first episode. Let me go. Okay, I'm not going to leave the chat. I'm going to go check this out as soon as we get off the live. Okay, let's see. Hey, Toko7405, thank you for joining. Does anybody have any questions, any pressing concerns? It's 3:21. I'm not going to be on that much longer because I'm coming back tomorrow, and then we're going to have our Friday night live. Oh, well, let me ask you this. What do you want to talk about for our Friday night live? Usually I put a poll up. I don't feel like doing that right now. How's your week? How's your first month or so of homeschooling going? If you started in August, like most people do, some start earlier, some start later after Labor Day. How is your homeschooling going? I really want to know. Like usually around October, some families, they start to find their groove if they started maybe in October or I'm not October, August, maybe early September, so that they've had time to kind of get the flow of things. Maybe they ordered some curriculum over the summer and it's just now coming, and they've had a chance to go through the curriculum and kind of lesson plan, things like that. But usually around October, things are starting to gel. The wheels are turning, the routines are being established. Usually by now, if you've signed up for classes, whether online or extracurricular, they've already started. So now you're starting to see your day and your week unfold. Okay, we know we have this, Monday and Wednesday, and this on Tuesdays only, and blah, 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 blah. So right now you should kind of get a feel for, is this system working for us right now? Or do we need to make some changes? Okay. For me, we're making changes only because everybody's been sick And for two of our subjects, I teach both my kids. So one kid was always sick and the other was not available. So I didn't want to get too far ahead with one child. So I'm like, okay, we'll just shelve this and we'll just kind of like watch videos of for history videos, and then we'll catch up with the book part later on. So just a slight change, nothing earth shattering. But with my son, and I'm going to talk about this another time. We've the one who's in public school, just getting used to that schedule, him being able to get up and get ready for class early in the morning, and then his practices, and then the workload. So those are just changes that we've been making, but definitely the last 2 weeks have kind of just changed things up for us, just because everybody was like sick, couldn't do something. um, all the kids have at least one online class. So just watching the the recordings of that and things like that. But I want to know what you guys want to talk about for Friday. See, Steph says, this is our second week and hitting a wall with my 6-year-old. So second week hitting a wall. So Steph, okay, so listen, y'all don't have to do too much. You guys can go, when getting, okay, like when my husband first got his first sports car, I remember I drove it, and I have a big old SUV. So I put the pedal halfway down and then it goes, because it's like 5,000 tons of metal. But his car is smaller. So if I barely just put my foot in that direction of the brake, it takes off. So it's very hard to get, to figure it out. With homeschooling, especially if you're just now starting and you have little ones and you're kind of hitting the wall, you might be doing too much too fast. So what I recommend, especially for 6th grade, that's kindergarten or 1st grade, depending on when your child's birthday is, generally that's going to be that grade range. And it takes a while just to kind of get in a routine with them. And for me, it was really just doing lots of reading, but make it a routine. But you're doing a lot of reading, maybe a lot of fine motor skills before they start writing. That's going to be very important. Get those fine motor skills, and you don't have to use a pencil, anything like that. You just use your finger, either some rice, some beans, things like that, just to work that. You want to start working on those developmental skills and not be teaching, quote unquote. A lot of reading, and then working on those fine motor skills so they can eventually do their alphabets or their writing or their math and all of those things. But right now you can just immerse your child in audiobooks, regular books, and more hands-on activity. So we'll talk about that. Maybe that should be our topic on Friday. If you're already hitting a wall, let's talk about what's going on. Sometimes pull back, drop a couple of subjects, focus on the most interesting one, give yourself a win, start with that, and then build from there, okay? Because you keep having losses, your child's going to be looking at you like, coach, okay, there's going to be no buy-in. And especially with a younger age, just don't be afraid to back off and go very, very slow and do things that don't really look like school. I don't know what your homeschool looks like, stuff, but if you want to give more information, that's fine. But just back off and find out what her favorite topics are: sharks, princesses, zoo animals, space, whatever. And go on a book hunt, find those books, and just get lost in those books. Okay, that's just a start. But if it's a wall that early, just stop what you're doing, because I'm about to ruin. No, I'm kidding. And just my thought back, if your child doesn't like to read, put audiobooks on, sit with them if you don't have any other kids, and just reset, a slight reset. Okay, Malibu says, what books are we talking about? Well, I was just giving a preview of what I'm going to be talking about in my next book haul. And it's the Tuttle Twins. If you want to Google that and then look through that. It also has an audio series, an audio book that goes with that. Okay, Steph, I'm probably doing the most. We are embarking on our 3rd year, so I'm still trying to find our niche. My 9-year-old is great. Yeah, it's not the case. It's always one child that keeps you on your knees while the other child is like, got your hands up to the sky. So yeah, sometimes you just have to go through that process. It's a phase, and then just reset a little bit, just a slight reset. Kamika, I got a smile from him this afternoon, and it was so satisfying. He did such a great job learning his rounding to the nearest tens, hundreds, and thousands. Spelling is still a toss up. Awesome. You got to start with those wins. You know what I think I might do for our future lives is start with wins. Any wins, you guys, I want you to put them in the chat because that can encourage other parents, especially for something like this. He smiled. That's a win. If your child's always sulking or whatever. Rounding is a hard concept. It's an abstract concept for a lot of children, especially in third and fourth grade when they start getting into the millions, hundreds, thousands in third grade and the millions in fourth grade and the billions in fifth grade. So the rounding. So being able to do that, that's a win. Writing a perfect for them, letter C, that's a win. Being able to get through a hard passage in a book that's above grade level or above level for them, that's a win. Or at their level, but they hate to read. So those things are wins. Change of environment may help too. Exactly. Thank you, Naima. For those of you who are hitting the wall, especially really fast, sometimes just go to another room or change their position. If they're reading and they don't like to read or they're just in attitude, have them read lying down on the couch, head upside down or off to the side, lying down on the side. Go to the kitchen. If you're always upstairs, go to the kitchen, turn the lights on, put on some classical music or some jazz music, put some aromatherapy on. Listen, you see these lights in the background? We have these all over the house. And let me tell you, I used to have them in my car. I'm that crazy mom. It's the ambiance because they do have lights that have the batteries. That's what I had in the car. But you can go to the 99-cent store and get you a string of lights. And sometimes just setting that ambiance makes a difference. Put on a little, I have radios, old school radios. But if you don't, you have a phone or something like that, make a little playlist of soothing music, Indian music, Tibetan music, jazz music, country music, whatever, is your thing. And play that. It's going to be different. It's going to make your child go, what? And just change it up a bit. Just like in a relationship. You always got your hair in a bun. You always wearing sweatshirts that are ripped at the top. You always have your nails not done, not did. Mix it up. Have your hair down. Have on a nice little tube top or tank, something nice and sexy, or the girl next door or whatever. And paint your nails. Just, mix it up. Keep your kids on their toes sometimes. And then, that brings more excitement. So try that. Anyone else? Hey, Matana. It's been a while. Drew. Hey, guys. So does anyone have any other questions about how their week is going? Things they might want to change? I know I owe you guys 50 million reviews. I know I do. And if you saw behind me, you would see I literally have 17, 18 different curricula books over there. I'm just going to just go through them, okay? And that's going to be part of my announcement tomorrow. I have a lot. And I know some of you really like the in-depth curriculum reviews that I do, but those are usually pre-recorded because I add the graphics and everything. So if I do them live, yeah, I got to do it live because I want your questions. It's just the overhead part. Mine is kind of janky. And I want you guys to look at it and ask me questions as I'm going through it, because when you're looking for curriculum and you're online, or if you're at a convention, yeah, you can ask the presenters there. You can ask the company there. You're going to get the company response. You really want to talk to another mom who's actually used it in a real environment with kids and stuff like that, and kind of see what, does what she say align up to what the company says? Oh, it's not teacher intensive. And then you talk to the mom. Girl, I have to do 15 minutes of prep work before I can even sit down? So then you make that decision. Okay, well, what kind of prep work? Is she a lazy mom? Is she an average mom? Is she a go-getter mom? You got to look at the person in front of you. And then you're like, okay, well, I can can see, yeah, that's not what I'm about. So we'll move on. So let me know. Jessica, a win for me is seeing my kiddo doing well with her multiplication. My kid is in public school and she is doing well so far. Beautiful. That is a win, especially with multiplication. Because let me tell you, even to this day, I don't have my eights cold. Everything else I have, but for my eights, 8 times, the one I know is 8 times, wait, 6 times 8 is 48. See, I have to flip it. I can't say 8 times 6. I have to say 6 times 8 is 48. But for my eight, it doesn't stick like all the other ones. And I'm like a spry 21-year-old woman. So that's a win. That's definitely a win. Any more wins? Hey, Vasan or Vizan, any more wins from anyone? Well, a win for me would be, well, we don't have to keep it homeschool, but for homeschool, let me see if I can, I can't get to it. So all my kids have planners. I've used planners lots of times with them, and we are good for the first week. And then we just fall off. But this time, my kids actually go to their planner without me asking. Sometimes I'll just say, hey guys, when we're done with homeschooling, don't forget your planners. And they're like, oh mom, we already did it. Because I'll ask like an hour later after homeschool because I forget. And they're like, oh, we already did it. And I'm like, oh my God. And as you'll see from my announcement tomorrow, you're going to see why they like to write in their planner. And I don't require a lot. Just jot down either a page number, a title, and what it was. And was it multiplication? Was it equivalent expressions? You know, what page in that book? You know, if it was grammar, was it, you know, prepositions? Just, you know, for each little thing. And surprisingly, I think because we're done with homeschool, they're happy. That planner signals the end of homeschool. So I think they're excited to get to the planner because that means on the other side of doing that work in the planner is Lego time or whatever they want to do. So that was unexpected for me. I thought I would really get a big pushback like years past, but no, I didn't, which is another life lesson is don't quit. Just keep introducing like vegetables with your kids. Keep introducing. If you feel there is value in what you're pushing on them, keep pushing, even if you have to kind of pause for a moment, bring it back in. Okay. And that's what I did. And I'm so glad that I did. So I like that. And then for my youngest one, you know, we haven't been doing a lot of cursive. So we have to get back into cursive writing, not just his name, he can do that, but just like, you know, in sentences. And there's like, we don't ever really do that. I'm like, yeah, but you know, it's just a good skill to have. Why? Okay. So let me go get the Getty's address. Let me get the Constitution. Can you read that? Let me get these letters from the 1800s and the 1900s. Can't read it. Can you read it? Can you read all those words? So yeah, it's a good skill to have. So that's a win. Let's see, anyone else? Okay, so listen, so for Friday, now my son's game is on Thursday, so I have all of Friday open. That means we can go crazy, like our 2+ hour lives. Knock on wood. Okay, so okay, so if I do 2 hours minimum, that means maybe for the first hour I'll do like maybe 2 curriculum reviews, and then maybe this week I'll put the poll up, and then you guys can choose which curriculum. I'll show you. I'll do a picture. Y'all keep me to this. Let me write this down. I'll show a picture of the curriculum that I'm focused on, that I'll be focused on doing, and then you guys can vote on which one you want to see. Okay, so curriculum. How does that sound? Curriculum reviews, first hour. Now this will just be just to get to the point, so you can, like, you know, ask questions, see stuff, whatever. I do like to have a recorded curriculum review just because it gets straight to the point, and I like to add the graphics and everything. You guys know from my curriculum reviews, you know, I have like running topics on like pros and cons, who is this for, you know, all of that. And I'd like you guys to be able to have as much information that's worthy of your time. So but at least just to get it going, and then I can follow up with a recorded video. You guys know I hate to do those, but I know I'm overdue for those. So maybe the first hour we can do curriculum reviews, and then the second hour, I'm just brainstorming. The second hour we can do. We don't even have to do homeschool stuff. If you want to talk about anything else, we can make it like an open hour. We can do that, or we can talk about not curriculum, but just things, how things are going in the homeschool. Maybe there are tools that you're using, tools that you might need, or maybe you have some kids with special needs, or you're trying to manage your house with the homeschool. So we can get more into the management of homeschooling or the management of the house. So we can take it anywhere, but I would like to kind of have some direction, so y'all know, so I'm not all over the place. So let me know if that sounds good. Okay, Jessica says awesome. Keisha likes that. So we have, for the first hour, curriculum reviews, and then the second hour, we'll keep it open, homeschool plus stuff. And then I'll try to flesh that out more this week, so we have some semblance of order on Friday. And okay, yeah, I think that, yeah. And if you guys have any suggestions, leave them in the comments below, and I will get to those. Any other questions? Hey, Hummingbird, and hey, Keisha, I saw you coming in. All right, Lily's down for that. Awesome. Okay, so I know it's been about 2, maybe even 3 weeks since I've last been on, like really been on. So as a live. So if there's anything that you guys have seen that you want me to comment on, I know there's some new curriculum that came out, or a revision of it, which, okay. All right, listen. Hold on. I had a cough for that one. Let's see. Oh, hey, Miriam. She says, sounds good. Can you add to your review? Quick question. Would you recommend CTC math? No, I'm kidding. I've used that before. Can you recommend CTC math or Beast Academy as a start for a 3rd and 4th grader? CTC, my opinion, no. When my children were at a homeschool charter school, they used CTC math. Well, the oldest one did. I think he was in 5th grade. But I looked at it, and there were so many parents that were confused. They had no way. They had trying to explain to their children how to use it. Too much work and too much trying to tinker and figure that out. That was years ago. CTC might be totally different now. But all I know, I took a couple looks at it, and I was like, a pass for me. Now, I am very well acquainted with at least 5, 6. Oh, I know what we could do. We can do a math, if you guys want, a math curriculum on Friday, because I have more of the obscure math curriculum besides Beast Academy, Singapore / primary mathematics, Saxon math, Math UC. I got all that Right Start Math, although I only have a few of the manipulatives from Right Start Math, because that was the first curriculum to go. Life for Fred, the more off the beaten path. Life for Fred, keys to fractions, keys to decimals, so on and so forth. And one of my favorites that I used at that grade level was Mequon Math. I love it. Oh my gosh, I loved it. I wish they would extend it all the way to like high school. So, I think I should do a review. And I'll do the reviews at the beginning of the video. That way people who are looking for the review, they don't have to sit through the whole video. But for 3rd and 4th grade, I would want to know more about your kids. First of all, I would tell you, watch my video on math placement tests, okay? It's free. All the placement tests are free. Go to my homepage on YouTube and type in just math or placement tests. I have a lot of math videos. And in it, I give you links, I think 4 or 5 links to take free placement tests. You want to see what the gaps are, even at the 3rd grade level. You want to see if there are any gaps in your child's learning. 3rd grade is a pivotal time. They're going to start being exposed, depending on your curriculum, but they'll be exposed to decimals, multiplication, long division, regrouping, all of those concepts that some might be more abstract or harder for a child to grasp, especially if they're not strong with their place value, their algebraic operations. If they're not, which is like base 10 stuff, if they're not real solid on that, then they're always going to kind of be shaky. With Beast Academy, they just came out, or they said it was coming out. I want to say Beast Academy 1. Yeah, because when I first started using Beast Academy, it was only 3rd, 4th, and 5th. But anyway, Beast is a great start if you wanted to start with the guidebooks. Okay, it is the most challenging math curriculum on the market, followed by Singapore Math, and I talk about that in my videos why that is. Okay, it's the word problems is Singapore Math, and then with Beast Academy, they bring in concepts that you can see in early college classrooms. Not crazy equations, but the thinking is very, very high level. But they present it in a graphic novel, a comic book form with stories and situations, so you can make connections, real world connections. So then it's not so scary. Watch some of my videos on Beast Academy. I show you the scope and sequence of at least, I think, book 3 or book 4, maybe all of them. I don't remember. And I show you how for each level, I don't say grade level, but for each level, it covers up to 2 levels ahead, 2 or sometimes even 3, and then 1 to 2 levels below. So that's why. So there you go. But for a 3rd and 4th grader, I personally love Singapore Math, primary mathematics. This year, after 20 plus years, they have a new version of Singapore Math. It's just, they just change things up. You know how cars change every so many years. I haven't gotten my hands on those new copies, and I'm not going to because my kids have almost outgrown them now. But yeah, that's a great place to start. Saxon Math, if you want something more gentle. Yeah, there's a lot. So come on Friday. Let's talk about where your kids are, how much time you have to teach, how comfortable you feel teaching math, and then we can help choose. That's what I'm going to do. I kept saying I was going to make a list, at least for math, and some writing, where I make a comparison chart. Hold on. Okay, math comparison chart, where I would talk about. Okay, I'll give you like 6 or 7 points, and I'll have all the math curriculum, and then I'll talk about, is this teacher intensive? Is this spiral or mastery or other? Is this secular or religious? I will just go through all the different points to consider when you're choosing math curriculum. Is this for gifted kids or for the average child or something like that? So all of those things. So I have it written down. So that's half the battle, right? Writing things down. So I hope that answered your question, Miriam. Probably way more information than you wanted, but I don't play around with math because we really want to get that foundation in. And as much information as you have on your child, then it helps you to choose the most appropriate curriculum and then how you want to teach it. All right. Oh, you're welcome, Marian. Let's see. Raising Royalty Lifestyle. Hello. And GH and all. I know I just butchered that name. Oh, I'm sorry. Ghana. I'm going to leave it at Ghana. I see Ghana. What's up, Ghana? Let's see. Jessica says, the only video I found with Key 2 series and Mequon Math is from Pepper and Pine. Oh, I like them a lot. Here on YouTube. I would love to hear your thoughts. Okay, well, you know what? There'll be 2 videos right next to Pepper and Pine. So what is that? You want Mequon? Yeah. And the Key 2 series. Yeah, the Key 2 series, I love it. Now, I use the Key 2 series is not really a curriculum. It's more of a supplement. But for some of it, like the Keys to Geometry, I think it's like 8 or 9 books. You probably could get away with that as a curriculum. I'm not sure. I've never ever used it as a curriculum, but it's fabulous as a supplement. I mean, like really, really, really great. Okay, let's see. Seth, what would you recommend for a third, fourth grader struggling with math, or just check out the placement test? Okay, for any child, especially for math, you want to start with the placement test, okay? And only because there might be things that you think your child would know and they don't. Like, for instance, I always give this example. My child was really good with subtraction, but I noticed that the problems he missed had zero in it. He just, the zero, he was just skipping the zero. Oh, mom, it's not there. It's because it's zero. Like it didn't exist. So he would just totally skip it. I didn't know that. So, and I didn't see enough of those problems to see it was a pattern with regrouping with zero. So but that can trip him up later on, in his math journey. So, and the only reason why I didn't do a placement test and check that, I was actually going through his work and just saying, oh, you know what? Yeah, he there's actually the two problems he missed had zeros in them. And I was like, I wonder if that's a problem. So I went and Googled it and saying problems with subtracting with zero. Lo and behold, it's a lot of videos on that. And we found a really great video. As a matter of fact, I still have the worksheet that the woman had. It was free. And of course I redid it because I was like, okay, we can jazz it up. But it's a nice little system that you can do. So I might just put that up. I might make it a PDF and zero subtracting one sheet. But it's little things like that. So is a placement test going to check everything? Is it going to cover everything? No. But it'll cover a good placement test will cover those tricky things that kids normally and typically miss. Like in grammar, you have a list of the most commonly misspelled words. Well, in math, you have commonly misunderstood topics or operations. So so it's a start to give you information. And also you're going to be on the positive side. You're going to see where your child's strengths might be. And it's just giving you a little bit more information than you currently have. Okay. If your child is balking at doing a placement test, give them two problems a day. If it's maybe 8 problems, give them 2 problems a day, or 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. I need all your attention on this one thing, and don't make a big deal out of it. But I mean, if your child is struggling and they're like heaving when math comes, 1 problem in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and then space out that placement test throughout the week. It don't matter. You're gonna get the information, but you just need to get the information. So do that, and just look and see where they are. Okay. And then if you don't want to do a placement test, and if you're wanting to this is why I say do the placement test, because you might find that your child had a solid math program, but they don't remember anything. So now you have information. Okay, well, now I need a math program that is mastery based, or I need maybe your child learns by really mastering before they move on, or maybe your child needs to spiral, meaning you cover a topic, go to another topic, but within the next topic, they might have 1 or 2 questions from the previous concept or the previous topic. And then you go to the next topic, and then it might have 1 or 2 in the little practice questions. It might refer back to previous lessons. And then usually after maybe at the end of a unit, you'll have a review of that previous unit and then something from the previous unit. So that would be your spiral. So you might find that you need something like that, where your child needs to be away from the topic and then come back to it, so you can tell if they really, master that. Or mastery is where, say for fractions, you're doing multiplication with fractions, division with fractions, addition with fractions, exponents. You doing everything until you master how to do fractions. So it's just different approaches, but you just want to get as much information as you can, so then you can start mapping out your road to success for how you want to proceed. I hope that helps. All right. See, yes, please. That would be great for the math curriculum. Wait, what I say, Steph? What's great? The placement test? Okay. Let me know what you mean by that. That way I can make sure I get that done for everybody. Yeah, so yeah, definitely try the placement test. Like all the major math publishers, they all have a placement test. And on my video, I list all of them. They all have a placement test. Okay. So, oh, scripted. Um, okay, scripted. All right, I probably missed something. I'll go back in the comments and see scripted. Oh yeah. So for the math, if you're talking about the math comparison, yeah, you have you have some math programs where it is scripted. It tells you what to say. Like Evan Moore is big on that. Evan Moore, the daily work. They have on the teacher page, they kind of script out what you can say. A lot of English curriculum, a writing curriculum will be scripted as well, because that's really abstract and sometimes it's harder to get your thoughts across. So that's why they do script it. You can go off script, obviously, but at least you kind of know where the thought, the heart of the thought is that you want to convey to your child or the student in front of you. Okay, what's this? Danielle. Hey, Danielle. This year we are still doing Beast Academy again. We have added in Saxon. It does a great job with definitions and covering all the areas. It's been very helpful with my kids that have gaps. Yes, and remember, you can mix your curriculum. That's what I did for a long time with Singapore and Beast Academy. And before Beast Academy came through the door, it was Mequon and Singapore. So because I love, you just have to see Mequon. It's, you don't, you just, it's a different kind of thinking. It's Russian. It's like a Russian base program. It's by Rasmussen. I want to say Lore, Lore Rasmussen or something like that. But for those who know, like if you ever did like Math Circle, you'll find that a lot of that work comes from this school of thought of people that were from Russia or Germany or way back in the day, Prussia. And they've really like pioneered work into mathematics. And so Mequon presents it at a very approachable level for young kids. If you ever wondered how, like, if you're into crypto, you'll notice a lot of these founders of these tokens or stable coins, a lot of them are Russian, or they have a Russian background. Maybe they're from Chechnya, or there's some satellite area or something like that. Sorry, Chechnya would be satellite. Not saying you're a satellite place, Chechnya, but you have, they have this grasp of very complex math and science at such a young age. And like, with chess, you name it. And they do things that they don't even make it complicated, but Mequon is like that. So when you see that really helped my oldest child a lot. And I didn't really stay with it that much with my other kids because I had too much curriculum, which is why if you watch my video on curriculum hopping, I don't recommend that. I really don't. I had too much stuff. I didn't stay, and I had a lot of good stuff, but I didn't stay with one and make our identity with one. I was still finding my voice as a homeschooler. So there you go. If that helps you. But for what you're doing, mixing Beast with Saxon, two very different approaches. But again, if you're wanting to get something that's challenging, but you still know that, okay, we might be shaky in some areas, let's shore up those areas, but we're still going to stay with this more challenging curriculum. Truth be told, with my 7th grader, remember we switched to dimensions. Okay, I'm gonna say that for Friday for math, but we're using 2 curriculum right now, and one is at his level and the other is below his level, but then goes past his level. It goes from 6 to touching on basically pre-algebra. So anyway, that's a whole nother thing. But yeah, I like what you're doing, Danielle. Okay, Marion says thank you. Okay, Steph says thank you. You're awesome. Thank you. Can you add to your review Bob Jones University Math and Grammar? You know what? I've never, as much as I talk about math curriculum, I've never used religious math curriculum. So that's Bob Jones. Oh, there's another one. I don't remember, but no. So I don't have I've never used BJU. I mean, I can take a look at it. I can tell you right now, based on BJU, because they do put out solid. Their stuff is solid. Your child's going to learn. So I have no reason to doubt that's how they would be with math. It just might be the approach, the presentation. But I'm thinking it's going to be solid. It's just a matter of how much work. I find that a number of religious curriculum can be teacher intensive because the work is solid. I mean, you're gonna put the work in, so the teacher has to put the work in. That's just been my impression. I could be totally wrong, but that's just from what I've seen. So take that with a grain of salt. And I've never done BJU grammar, but I have like 5 or 6 other grammar curriculum books. So we can do a grammar in the future. I'll put a poll up and see if you guys want me to cover math, English, or grammar for the reviews, or we can mix it. 30 minutes, the first couple 30 minutes math, and then the next 30 minutes grammar or English, something like that. No rules. Sorry, guys, I am gassy. All right, let's see. Makeup by Zeray, the Mama Matrix. I like that name. Thank you guys for joining. Jess says, Primary Singapore has sheets from their books in PDF on their site. You can see where your child is. Also, Greg Tang PDF download 1 and 2 for extra math practice. Guys, listen to what Jessica says. Yes, you can definitely get that and get started with your formative assessment, if you will. Okay. Let's see. What's good? What's good, Bazan? Or, yeah, Wazon? Okay, is that the mic? Okay, this might be a troll. I'm not sure. Bazan, you got one more comment, and then I'm going to put you in troll timeout because you're not adding to the conversation. I don't know what mic, whatever is. So come again with something that's helpful to the group. See, I'm mixing bees with Math Mammoth. Oh, yeah, and Math Mammoth. I left that one out. Yeah, I have Math Mammoth placement tests on that video as well, okay? Now, listen, if your child takes a placement test and they bomb, that's okay. It doesn't mean that that curriculum is not going to be right for them or whatever. It's like you look at it and then look at the grade level below. My whole point is if my child were struggling, I would put them at the lowest. We're going to do math on Friday. I got something for y'all. We're going to do math on Friday. Hold on. I'm going to write it down. I'm going to have to write a prescription for what to do because I've had a math. I have had every kind of math student. Wait, what did I say I was going to do? Math. What? Oh, gosh, I forgot. What did I say I was going to do? Math. Someone said something. Wait, mixing bees with Math Mammoth. Okay, the thought came to me. Mixing bees with Math Mammoth. Oh, my God, I forgot, guys. Wait, hold on. Let me just write. Maybe it'll come to me. Math Mammoth, mixing. Oh, struggling. Okay. Okay. Struggling with math blueprint. Okay. I got it now. I know what to say. I know what that means. Okay. I got y'all on that. I got y'all. I've had a child who struggles with math. I told y'all about the fraction Odyssey. We spent 4 months on. That's why I always refer back to fraction. We spent 4 months on that. We couldn't do spiral. We had to do mastery for fractions, and we used the keys too and everything. But I got something for you to help you with that. So if you take a placement test, your child bombed, they get everything wrong. That's good. Okay. Now you got information to work with. Right? It's not bad. It's not bad or good. It's good that you have that information. You just keep going back a grade level. If you had to put duct tape or a sticker, a little banana sticker over the grade level, do what you need to do, but keep going back until your child is confident with what they're doing and feeling good about what they're doing. And then you move forward. So you got to go backwards before you can go forwards. Okay. There's no egos in here. Take your ego out and get rid of it, or you going to be in deep trouble. Okay. Don't have egos around your kids. If your child don't know, they don't know. I come on here and I tell you, my kid don't know. We did fractions for 4 months. Y'all know about my struggles with my youngest one with writing. Y'all saw that video, the one where I say finally a writing curriculum. We finally found a writing curriculum. Watch, I did a 2-part series on that. Watch how I broke that up and how we had to do it. I mean, at a snail with a broken leg. Wait, a snail with a broken slimy tail. Now that's really slow. If you a snail and then you injured, then you're really, really slow. It was a struggle. Okay. So I'm telling you, don't get your ego out. Don't worry how far. And you have to go back to kindergarten, baby. You go back to kindergarten and then you go quickly through it until you get caught up. Okay. That's all I got to say about that. I'm on my, because, you know, I see parents struggling and their kids are struggling and they just don't want to admit that this is too much for their child. It's too much. Take it down. Take it down. Okay. My oldest one was in, I think, 6th or 7th grade, and I put him in the 3rd and 4th grade writing program when we discovered writing and rhetoric, because it had value to it, and I knew it would fill in gaps. That whole picture learning for writing. I had no ego, and actually, my son didn't have no ego because he says, "Oh, is this the same book that Nick's using?" I'm like, "Yeah, girl, yeah, boys, it's amazing. Let's check it out." He's like, "Okay." Your attitude determines a lot. Okay. So let's move on. All right. Monument Mom. Sorry I'm late. Just finishing work. Well, how dare you work? Some of us just want to have fun. I'm just messing with you. Don't worry. Catch the playback, baby. Hey, successful children. Oh, you changed your name and you got a trademark. There you go. Let's see. Hey, everyone. Don't forget to like this video. Oh, thank you. Yeah, guys. It helps me in the YouTube streets. Let me tell you. I think YouTube has me low-key on a shadow ban because I liked a video. You know how YouTube sends you things saying, is this video a good recommendation or something like that? Well, I did it for a video of a certain person. And ever since then, this was like almost a year and a half ago, my stuff has been moving really slowly. Or it could be I don't post enough videos. I don't know, but it just kind of seemed to coincide at the same time. So any kind of like you put on helps me in these YouTube streets. All right, Melissa Flowers says, hey, Melissa, I love your live videos. I always learn some good tips. Have you used Matthew C? Yes. And any thoughts on that curriculum? Now, I have a fragment of Matthew C downstairs. Why? I got to think about my child. Now, the videos of Demi, Fred, I think his first name is Fred. He's very informative and he's actually quite funny. My kids they treated him like they did with Andrew Padua from the Institutes for Excellence in Writing. Yeah, I didn't like it. But we used it as a supplement. We did the beta, the delta, and the gamma. So we did multiplication. I don't know what's the B one, the yellow one. We did the yellow, the pink, and the orange. So we did it to shore up. I think it was fractions, addition. No, it was like subtraction, multiplication, and division. I don't remember, but I had the video. So Matthew C. It comes with the teacher book, the student book, and then a CD, a video DVD actually that you watch. I actually found that pretty helpful. It was just kind of cumbersome, just kind of cycling through the different chapters to get to where you need it to go. And so that took time. And if I wasn't prepped and ready, there you go with your teacher intensity. How much of it do you need? If it wasn't prepped and ready, my child was already off to whatever was in his mind or down the hall. So just, queuing up the video, making sure it didn't get scratched because it didn't stay in there all the time. It was kind of a pain. But I think it was subtraction. Remember the zeros I was telling you about? I used it for that. But I think Matthew C is really great. For a lot of people, they need to kind of see it. And he does draw pictures and things like that. But I like the program. It just didn't work for us as a curriculum because I had other thoughts. But as a supplement, I think it's great to plug in if your child is just not getting a concept. Remember, just, sometimes you have to approach like addition or multiplication. You can do that like at least 5-6 ways, right? Arrays, drawings, fact families, number bonds, did I say arrays? Whatever. All that stuff. You can do it so many different ways. So you just got to find that curriculum that clicks for that child or that one technique that works to help it click for them. So yeah, I have nothing, positive things about Math UC. Let's see. I agree. Meet your children where they are. Absolutely. Kamika, is it Kamika or Kimika? No, it's probably Kamika. Miss Burton. Yes, the gaps I'm slowing down. I told him he is the only one in homeschool. You don't have to race with anyone. Bingo. You are not racing with anyone except yourself. All right. And no one's coming in your house to see what books you're using, see what grade level you're at, all of that stuff. So, you just do what you want to do. Keep people out of your business as well. Okay, let's see. I also have an only no need for comparison. Yep. For all those parents that have the one child, yeah, that's that is a benefit of having the one child, because you don't have, you say you have a fifth grader who's working below grade level, and then you have a third grader who's working at the sixth grade level. You don't have to worry about those comparisons, because that does happen. Okay, Steph says, I'm still learning, so thank you so much. I needed to hear that. I'm stepping down a whole lot. Thanks for your guidance. Oh, you're welcome. We're all here as a tribe, because as you saw, lots of people in here were giving you lots of great advice. So just, take it down. We're already so hard on ourselves as moms. We're already harder on ourselves as women. And then you add in the educator factor. It could be really overwhelming. So I want this really to be a safe place for you guys to come and you can confess your deeds. Like, okay, we haven't done any homeschool in 2 days. Are my kids going to fail life in life? Or, we skipped math for a semester. I hear some really interesting things about what parents have done and they feel bad about it. But for whatever reason, something didn't happen or something did happen. And that's why I always recommend Marva Collins, because she can take all kinds of students with all kinds of learning disabilities or abilities in different home situations, social economic statuses, and she can turn them in 9 months into rock stars with their learning, and then they want to love to learn. So not only is she inspiring, she has 3 books. One is the inspirational book, how she did it and everything, and then another book kind of like gives you the keys how to really do it. My only wish is that, and she did this in the 70s, in the early 80s, I wish there was like a formal program that was out there. Maybe there is. If someone knows of a formal Marva Collins program, I would pay top dollar for that. Lori, hey girl. It's so good to see you, baby. It's so good to see you. I'm back. You don't have to go anywhere else, love. We're doing, if you just rolled in, Friday Night Live. We're going to do 2 hours. First hour, we're going to do curriculum reviews, math, and whatever else. But we're going to be doing that so you can get your questions answered on your curriculum, or you can just come learn about other curriculum. Sunita says hi. Hello, Sunita. Let's see. Kamika, I don't know if you're talking to me. Okay, and Lily, see, what time is it? 4:11? Okay. Oh, I've been on for an hour. I said 30 minutes. See, you guys, what kind of sorcery. You always keep me in here. I got to get out of here. Any advice on creating writing? Oh, no, I don't, because my son does not have practice because he's homesick. So usually I'll start getting ready to get out here and go pick him up, but there's no practice because he's sick. Any advice on creative writing and grammar curriculum for middle school? Yes, actually, writing and rhetoric. But for creative writing, I like now Julie Braveheart. I don't know how strong her middle school program is, if you can really call it middle school. We did arrows, we did the elementary version, but I know online, I'm almost positive online, she has creative writing classes for middle schoolers and up. I'm almost 100% positive about that because I looked at them and they fill up quickly. They're also pretty pricey. Like, I don't want to say her price, but they're pretty pricey. But for just a curriculum book to keep in your hands, I know Kilgallen, I think it's a husband and wife team. They do paragraphs for middle school, and what's the other one? That's I wouldn't call it. It is a curriculum, but it's not a curriculum. It's a small book. I need to start keeping more of my curriculum books up here, but it's definitely geared for middle school and it's very solid. I'm just trying to think. I've only used it just to kind of shore up some stuff. I think that could. Does anyone know who's used the Kilgallen? It's like a burgundy kind of book, and he has one that has sentences for writing for middle school. That's yellow. Um, is that a full year? I don't think that's a full year middle school English curriculum. Can someone set me straight on that? What's up, Anna? Did someone set me straight? But oh, for grammar, oh, there is so much stuff. You got daily grams, you got fix it grammar. What else you got? I forget. I got it somewhere downstairs. It'll be part of the mix for the reviews. But for creative writing, I don't know of curriculum per se, but I know of online vendors like Online G3. They have a creative writing class. The Athena's Academy. As a matter of fact, they have a creative writing class, and I think it's kind of hard to get into. I think you have to take there's a prerequisite of a writing class before you take that creative writing class, if I'm not mistaken. Someone can set me straight on that for Athena's Academy. These are online schools. Or programs, and their classes are really reasonable. They're semester-long courses. So, but for a hardback book for creative writing, now this is what I do. Now, I don't do a lot of creative writing. My children hate to write, which is why they need to do more creative writing, and we're getting there. But I have lots of books that are geared toward the educator on how to teach creative writing. I have one that's called Spilling Ink. It's a wonderful book. It's a yellow book with a black ink spot on it. But I'm trying to think of a curriculum that's for creative writing. Besides Julie Bogart, I can't think, because Andrew Padawa, that's more academic writing. Not with that system he has for writing. That is the opposite. It's the antithesis of creative writing. But someone help me out. Oh yeah. Oh, you will trip over creative writing classes on OutSchool. Seriously, go to outschool.com and type in creative classes, creative writing, and look for the ones that have a lot of reviews. It'll be like a little yellow box with a number and how many reviews. Definitely go with the ones that have the reviews, especially for writing. You want to see what kind of teacher does she give feedback. Is it timely? How many kids are in her class? What's the time commitment outside of class? Okay. And but yeah, there are a lot. I've seen lots of reviewed creative writing classes on OutSchool. If you want something in your hands, hopefully someone in the chat comes up with anything, because besides Julie Bogart, I can't think of anyone else. Let's see. I saw a video of Marva Collins' son. He is trying to get her curriculum or lessons out there. Not sure if online or book form. Yeah, I saw a YouTube video on that, and I don't think there was a school that tried to model itself after Marva Collins' way, and they tried to come up with like a system to where you could implement that in other schools. I think that was in the 90s, but nothing ever really came with that. So I don't know if you're referring to that. That was back in the 90s. It was a long time ago. So I wish someone would, because she was, someone who's a really great researcher. See if there's some prep school that's using her stuff. All right, let's see. Hey, Anna and blessed wife, mom. All right, any more questions? Athena's Academy has about 7 courses. They're high school. Oh, are they all high school? Definitely will look into varsity tutors or OutSchool. Now, check out Online G3 they definitely have middle school classes. I'm gonna look that up for you. And I'm gonna try to find some free resources. So, okay. Creative writing classes. Now, here's the thing. Not classes, curriculum. a lot of times you can just, you don't really need a curriculum for creative writing per se, especially like you can like Google like curriculum for creative writing, and you'll probably get something like a theme based creative writing class. Um, they're definitely going to do something in November with NaNoWrite. What is it? The national guys. What is NaNoWrite? We did it 2 years ago. The NaNoWrite month, where you write like a novel, national novel, something. Um, I forget how many thousands of words you write in the month of November, but it's it's going to be some kind of prompt. And oh man, I need to bring my manipulatives up here. I have a lot of creative writing prompts to get things going, and I have it in book form and I have it in dice form. The dice is for younger kids, but for the book form, I have uh prompts, and they're crazy cool. They're definitely for older kids, middle school and up. And you just I'll bring it on Friday. Bring creative writing prompts book. Okay, Friday live. Okay. Now, like I said, I have a background in writing. I have a journalism degree. I've read and graded essays at Columbia University. I know my way around writing. Just couldn't teach it to kids. Oh, it was so hard. It was so hard. But the best time I did have was creative writing. And all we did was I picked subjects that they liked. This is what I did. And you can do this with older kids. Tell them to go online and take screenshots or download images. Tell them to find your 5 most favorite images. Download that, print it, cut it up, glue it on the cover of a notebook, composition or wired, and let them know that it's going to be, whatever you want to write. You're going to write about whatever you put down here because that's what you're into. And then think of some prompts. Like if they're a teen and they're into music, whatever people are out there, they can do something, write something creative about that person, or something about the future, or something about whatever. But just put those pictures on the cover, and then they can write something creative about something that they're really interested in. And then you can give a little more parameters, especially if you want there to be some direction, some learning with that, depending on if you want them to practice more descriptive writing, or if you want them to practice organizing their thoughts, depending on what kind of theme you want with the creative writing. Then you can kind of, add that in, or just let them just write. Just say, hey, give them a picture and say something that they like, and say, go, 5 minutes. Give me what you got for 5 minutes, okay? And let them do that little quick write. And then from there, you can the next day have them expound on it some more. Do something every week. A paragraph of the week, or a writing assignment for the week. Every week, something different. And then if you have a writing, what do I want to say? If you have a writing, not issue, but if there's something you want to focus on, there's a writing focus you want them to pay attention to, whether it's, being able to generate those ideas, brainstorming, or being able to organize those ideas, or they're using 50-cent words and you want them to use $5 words instead of said and sad. You want them to say, bellowed and was melancholy, then that's vocabulary, right? So now you can, start to build that curriculum. Okay, well, she needs to work on her vocabulary because, she uses these boring words. I have a book called Banish Boring Words. Oh my gosh, check out one of my old videos. I think it was from 2014. It's you have these containers, like you can take like Parmesan cheese containers, but this woman used to sell them. She no longer sells them. And in it, you put in a whole bunch of like sand, like colored sand that you would find in the fish tank. And then you would, so tedious. And for every kind of word or a theme, you would have all the words that you could use. So for said, you would have a bottle, and it would be words to use instead of said. You would write that on the bottle. And in the bottle would be these short little white sheets about this big, typed up, and it would have like 20 plus synonyms for said. And then she did one for it was animals, and she would for no, I think she had like the zoo, and she would have all these kind of words or whatever, not just animals but different things that involve the zoo. Then she had one for winter, cold, burr, silk. It was great. Check that video out. I have no idea what I titled it. I do remember I'm wearing a red shirt, and it's a whole bunch of books behind me in my old homeschool room. And I don't even know. I think I'm holding the container. It's a jar. That's too much work. But for you, if you find that okay, we need to work on, broadening our vocabulary, then that's something where you can get that book, Banish Boring Words, or just Google Banish Boring Words and then take a screenshot of them and then print it out and staple it, make a little booklet, and it shows the banned words and then the words you can use, and then have her work on broadening her vocabulary. Okay, that's how you can make creative writing also hit those other writing components. If it's her organization, you got to get the words out, right? And then work on how do we organize this? How do we collect our thoughts together? Is everything that's within these couple sentences, should they be together? And, just kind of go through it. And then if it's, just maybe it's her grammar, one way to work on grammar is through your child's creative writing. That's a very innocent way to work on the grammar, is through something that they really, really like. They're more likely to, write with your child. She writes something, you write something, and have her check your grammar and proofread your work if she's at that level. We're talking middle school, okay? Oh, they love, give her a red pen, give her a big fat red pen, and let her tear your stuff up, okay? Make sure you do some misspell some stuff so she, has a chance. Or maybe you just don't know how to spell. Then that's all right. But so those are just some things for creative writing. If you don't want to buy a curriculum, you don't really need one. You can just pull some things really quickly, not time consuming. The main thing you need is just a notebook. This is where I keep my notes for the videos that I do, okay? And I'm able to stay organized because it's all in one place. So just have a composition book for her or him, and some writing pens, maybe different colored writing pens. I love the erasable pens. They're great. And go have fun. Make it fun. That was way more than you needed to know, but there you go. What's up, Kikaza? I hope I said that name correctly. Just like Harriet Ball also. Uh-oh, what'd I miss? Okay, I don't know what that was for. Should I know that name? Harriet Ball? Okay, I know Lucille Ball and Harriet Tubman, but I haven't heard of Harriet Ball. Okay, Danielle says, we did the R.L. Stein masterclass. He was so inspiring to my kids that they all wrote books after watching it when they were still in public school. That is amazing. That is wonderful. R.L. Stein, if I recall, didn't he do that cartoon? The book. Guys, remind me, R.L. Stein. Because I think I saw his name on some of my kids', I want to say comic books. I don't know. Sometimes I forget stuff. Sometimes I don't know. But let me know. Okay. Thank you, says Lily. I can't wait till Friday. I can't either. I'm getting excited just talking to you guys. I'm going to wrap it up in about 5 minutes. Giver Choir, hello. Greetings to you, my dear. And you're welcome. It makes me I feel so happy and fulfilled when I come on these lives, and I feel like I've actually helped people, because I feel like sometimes when I have days where I'm like, oh my God, I think, you know what? I can help somebody like this, because they need to know that I've been homeschooling over 12 years. I still struggle. I get tired. I can't stand my kids, sometimes all in the same day, And I really, really want more people to homeschool. I want it to be real for them. That's part of my logo, real, honest, and practical. You know, when you incorporate those things into your homeschool, you have a lot less stress. You're still gonna have stress, but it's bearable because you're not lying to yourself. You're not wrapped up in ego. You're not trying to show off to this person here that they probably don't like you anyway, and you don't like them, but you're still trying to show off to them, you know? So, you know, if I can help remove that so you can be authentic with your kids and with yourself, man, then we have more homeschoolers, and then we can kind of overtake, you know, the public school people. So I got my agenda. Yes, Jen, you need patience too. Like a mother, you need patience. Remember, I said I wanted to strangle my kids today? I'm trying to help you get better. They fighting me, and they know the routine. They know the gold bowl of health. They know gold is health. But I already have that, yes, and we take it 7 times a day, my dear. We're on number 5. You know, sometimes. And then, you know, sometimes your child's doing something and then they, my child will kill me if I said this. Okay, so my youngest one, he was writing, he was excited. He was doing his little writing. I was looking over it. And he was just writing his capital D's backward. He's in 5th grade. But he did it for like 2 sentences, just writing the D backwards. So I'm like, I know this boy knows he's writing his D's backwards. So I didn't say anything. And, you know, he finished, you know, his writing. And he was writing about keeping a squirrel as a pet, why it's a bad idea. And creative writing. Oh, we are doing creative writing. What am I talking about? That's one of our online classes. But there's no curriculum. It's free writing. It's just free writes. But anyway, so he was writing it backwards. And later on, I didn't say anything that day. And the next day, you know, he went back to it to edit it. And I was like, it looks good. You know, we're going to tackle, you know, grammar, spelling, punctuation. You want to do that today? He goes, yeah. So I got to fix these D's. I said, oh, I was wondering if you were going to catch that. He was like, yeah, I was wondering when you were going to catch it. I was like, what? So that's the son. Remember, I told you, my middle son used to always keep me on my knees. He's my hallelujah baby. Oh my God, he is so easy. It's the third one now who used to be my hallelujah baby, who's now my Lord, just give me through the day. That's this child. So he was trying to antagonize me to see if I would notice that. And I guess he was like, he got one past me because I didn't see it. Oh my, you don't really know your alphabet. Just, you know, come on, kid, we don't need all this. But, you know, it is what it is. You got those days where you need patience, you know. So there you go. I don't know why I told that story, just to let you know. Y'all saw my video, my day in the lives with my kids. I know those fools can be jokesters. Goosebumps series. Yes. Okay. Yes. I knew I saw it. R.L. Stein. I knew I saw it on some kind of comic book looking thing. I couldn't remember. Yes. Goosebumps. That wasn't that based off of the Goosebumps from the 80s? Because I used to watch that. Let's see. R.L. Stein wrote the Goosebumps series. Yes, I knew that name was familiar because it was a series back, I want to say the 90s. I watched that when I was young. Yeah, I think it was in the 90s when Goosebumps came out. I'm not sure. Everything's a blur. Okay, Kip Academy got concept from Harriet Ball. Oh, okay. Yeah, we have a Kip Academy out here. Actually, we have 2 of them. Yeah, we have a Kip Academy. One is not doing well. It was actually going to shut down like a couple of years ago. Yeah, so I know it's like a chain around the country. I don't know how the other ones are doing, but the one here, I think it was in South LA or over by the 110. I think that's where I would see it. But yeah, they were almost going to close down. Okay. Oh, you inspire me so much. Thank you, Jen. Thank you guys so much for coming in. It really, we have a number of people on IG. Oh, IG, just so you know, I'm also talking to Facebook. Hey, what's up, Facebook? And Twitter. I keep forgetting. Am I on Facebook? I don't see Facebook. Oh, well. Well, hi, Twitter. So I'm talking to my main people on YouTube and Twitter. Well, y'all my main people, but I always go live there first. Okay, Lori says, hey, Lori and Nicole, autism spectrum child, 13 at 8-year-old level, any curriculum help? Okay. Now, y'all know my middle son is on the spectrum. He was diagnosed at 3. So remember when I said that we did fractions for 4 months? That's the approach I took for a lot of things, because when you start getting into neurological disabilities, you're going to see processing speed and working memory be a factor. Okay. So the processing speed is how fast, like if someone's talking, say you're having a conversation, keeping up with the conversation, okay? And then the working memories, how much information can you hold, okay? And I think I have a video. I think it might be under special needs or something. I might need to make a special needs playlist. Y'all let me know if I have it. If not, I'll make that video. But I list games you can do. No, I wrote that down to make a video, and I never made the video. All right, so okay, working memory. And guys, this is not just working memory games video. This is not just for special needs. We are all special needs because we have speed dial, we have contact, we have 1, 2, 3. 1 is mom, 2 is dad, 3 is grandma. So we don't really work our brains as much as what we used to. Back in the day, you know, I'm a woman of a particular age. I'm very seasoned. We had to dial each number. Remember the rotaries? You had to know those numbers. Grandma knew like 500 numbers. We don't have that kind of mental stamina, that brain, that storage, not stamina, but we don't have that kind of storage anymore. We don't use it that much. So with children on the spectrum, for some of them, that is an issue. And for us. So I have a video where I show these memory games that you can make yourself. You don't have to spend all this money and all the special needs stuff. They just market like 500% and more. Not kidding. A lot of this stuff you can do on your own. And I show you some things you can do. One thing is memory games. Remember memory back in the day? Who knew that was really working on your cognitive right here? I mean, well, you kind of know, but the working memory part. Find any kind of image that your child is really into. It could be a person, it could be a thing, it could be don't do a collection. That might be too hard. Just find one image. Like for my son, it was Plant versus Zombies. So what I would do is I would do all the characters in Plant versus Zombies, and I think there were like 12 or 13 of them, and I would print them out too, because you need to turn over 2 pieces, right? And so my son liked those characters, so he had instant buy-in to do the game. So I don't recommend mixing like a whole bunch of stuff. Just like it was plants, and then there were zombies, and there was like so many plants, so many zombies, and just to start, and then you can make it harder. You can add levels to it as you go on. But you can do that basically for free if you have a printer with some ink and some paper. Print that up, cut it up. I printed on cardstock. I didn't laminate it, but you can laminate and work on every morning. They wake up, either have them do it or do it with them, and that works their working memory. These are things you can do for free, low cost, no cost, and it can help aid them, especially if they're receiving therapies. It can help them with their therapist, because they'll be one of the first people to notice a difference if the working memory is growing and if their processing speed is speeding up. Okay, so that's but for curriculum, you can use any curriculum. Let me tell you, I shouldn't say don't. When you have a child that has special needs, and I really don't particularly like that term, but when you have a child that's working with these issues, you can use any curriculum. My child was using Beast Academy, one of the hardest out there. We went but he was drawn to the comic books, and in his way, he was getting it. For the practice books, we had to go really, really slow. Okay, baby, just do the odd numbers today, or we're only going to do 2, or we're going to do the top page, and tomorrow we'll do the bottom page. Okay, you just have to slow it down for their speed, and be prepared to explain at least 2 different ways. Chances are they're not going to get the first way. Might be frustration involved. Just have another way, okay? And let them know you're making mistakes. Okay, baby, I got 2 ways we can do this. I don't know if it's going to work, but you let me which one you like the best, okay? This one might be stinking like poo, and this one might stink like rotten broccoli. But this is all I got today. So work with your mom. Sometimes just be honest with them. Okay, let's just see if this is going to work. I don't know, but let's just see. Okay, and kind of put them in charge. Okay, honey, I want you to tell me which one you like the best, which one you don't. Give me thumbs up, thumbs down. Maybe I can deal with it. Okay, so choose. So think about your child's learning style. Okay, meaning, okay, does number one, is my child like to wiggle a lot, or do they kind of sit still? Also, are they auditory, or are they kinesthetic, or are they more visual? And even if you don't know that right now, this is a good time to start to figure that out. Okay, whatever you have, start with that and see how they interact with that. Okay, and that's going to give you the information to say, okay, you know what, we need to try something that gets straight to the point. I don't need long introductions and a pre-lesson, whatever. This is something I need bare bones. I need the minimum. So you'll want things that get straight to the point, like a math mammoth or a Saxon math or something like that, where it kind of helps you out too. So you can quickly absorb what you're going to teach, and then teach it to them without all the frills and bells and whistles and stuff like that. That's the get it done curriculum. That might be for you for right now, just to, number one, your child is 13, your child is officially a teen, and you want to also start to big up his mental, okay? Make him feel good about himself. So, you start at 8th grade proudly, and then you just keep chipping away. Use that curriculum at that level, okay? And I'm glad you said that, because you're being realistic. That's what I did with my child. Start at that level and you big them up, and you'll start seeing that, there'll be some parts they can go through pretty quickly. Other parts might take them 4 months, right? And that's okay. But let me tell you this. My child was going to be doing pre-calculus in 9th grade. Ask me what math he's doing now. He's doing geometry, because the Stank High School will only let him advance 1 grade level. And typically at that school, it's algebra, 9th grade, and then the honors track is geometry. So I'm like, dude, we're not fronting. We're not bothered by that. It's going to be a real easy year for you. I said, this is a blessing, because that means you'll be able to get your homework done really quickly, and then we can bring in something else to do. You can work on something. Work where your child is at, and don't have any shame in that. And you didn't say that you had any shame. But for curriculum, if you have curriculum, I didn't ask you that. If you have curriculum, start with what you have. If your child likes it, and just build from there. Okay, you'll find some parts of the year you might be just rolling, just flying. Other parts, it's stagnant. That's okay. When it's stagnant, you might just move laterally and try something else. Maybe he needs a different approach. And if he likes that, then you start rolling again. Okay? Stagnation, sit there, find something else, and then keep rolling. But let me tell you, the reason why I tell you about my high schooler, because he was telling me in class, and I don't want to put his business out there, there's some kids there that they don't have concepts down very well. And he can see it, because he's helping people already in the class. And that's honors class. See, a lot of kids, they might have known it back then, or they forget it, or they kind of know it, but they don't really know it. So when it's used outside of what they're used to, they don't know what to do. So you got kids that are, middle school is like really almost like catch up, really honing those foundational skills. Okay, so stay where you are and just keep moving at your pace. You'll find that you can go faster in some ways, and not, if you're really concerned about progressing him, On the weekends, do 30 minutes of work on the weekends. Saturday, 30 minutes on Sunday. When the holidays roll around, 30 minutes each day. And that moves him further and further ahead if you're concerned about, you trying to get him up and up and up. Okay, so we can talk more about that another time, but so long as you recognize where he is and you give him that support, he'll be just fine. Okay, the main thing is you want to get his confidence up. So give him stuff that he can do and just build on that. He'll be good. All right, we had a lot of people that jumped on in. Homeschooling Healthy Mama, Chantel. Is this the good hour? What time is it? 4:43. Zeva or Zeva, Iran. Jula or Juliet. Y'all got me trying to sound like I got a foreign accent. Learning with Sweet Tea and Queen Azora. Thank you guys for joining in. Okay, Rhonda says special needs playlist, please. Okay, that's the perfect way to say it. A special needs playlist. Special needs playlist. And guys, I have a lot of videos of my kids doing stuff, but y'all know my kids have not given me the green light to put videos up of them. At first, they said I would have to pay them and they would okay the release of the videos. That's what they said. And then I think one of them changed his mind. I don't even know. So I'm like, I don't need y'all then. I'll just do it all on my own and y'all won't get paid. That's where we are right now. All right. Let's see. Kamika says, you all have a wonderful night. See you Friday. Yes, we'll see you Friday. I don't know what time. I'm thinking 4 o'clock since it's going to go for a while. So just stay tuned. Okay. Jen says, got to go to dinner. Thank you as always. You are welcome. Keisha. Hey, Keisha. First year homeschooling here. I'm struggling to find balance when combining other subjects with my 2 children. They are 8 and 5, and I feel it's either not enough for my oldest or probably too much for your 5-year-old. So here's the thing. What subjects are you combining? Because the usual suspects for combining subjects when you're teaching multiple children is to combine history, science, and probably some grammar. But mainly it's going to be for your big chunk curriculum. It's going to be your history and it's going to be your science. So when you have an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old, I would not combine writing. Okay, a 5-year-old developmentally is probably is definitely his teaching is going to be different than the 8-year-old. The 5-year-old is probably still just grasping with what a sentence is, let alone the alphabet. I mean, I don't know where your child is, but just typically at that developmental stage, writing is very hard at that stage. It's a lot of neurological and underpinnings that are going on with the connection from the thoughts that they have here all the way down to their fingers and the dexterity. And then not only just writing it, the actual physical motion of writing it, the activity of writing and, thinking of what you're writing and then writing it and then just moving, holding it and moving it and then making it right what you're thinking. That is a complex process. It's easy for us, but for a 5-year-old, there could be struggles. So I definitely, if you're going to do writing, I would do it to where your child is talking to you and you are transcribing it. Okay. Let them narrate to you what to write and then you write it. And then if you want to break it down and turn it into copy work, that way they are copying their own words and they're seeing their words come alive on paper. That's what I used to do with my middle son. I would have him narrate, I write it down, and then the next day he would do because at that time that was what he needed. He did 1 sentence a day because it was a struggle to write, to get it all together and to do it legibly. Okay, he could do it. It would be chicken scratch, but I wanted it to be legible. I wanted him to practice writing slowly to build up his stamina. So think about the subjects that you want to teach both of them. 5 years old, they don't need grammar. Math, you can use a lot of manipulatives. Okay, so that you can use both of them. So you're going to be, differentiating. So if you're teaching for 8th grade, what is that? 2nd grade? Is that 2nd grade? Okay, so maybe they're doing double-digit addition or maybe even triple-digit addition. Okay, so bring in when the 8-year-old is, let's just say, double digit, so they're adding 50 plus 40, and maybe you have some place value this. I don't know if you're teaching two kids, more than one kids, I highly recommend using manipulatives. Okay, manipulatives don't care how old you are and what your level is. Okay, they are your best friend. So for your 5-year-old, you can work on supertizing with them, where and then eventually they can kind of do it on their own, where you just drop the the disc or whatever, the disc, and they practice grouping it and then adding it. That sounds harder than what it is, but it's a skill. You're starting to see how they see groups of numbers, right? Um, or you can just write down or draw, or if you have pictures, three flowers plus three flowers, or two uh, hamburgers plus two hamburgers, and then they can just do one-to-one correspondence. Okay, two hamburgers here, so one dish, two discs, and then two hamburgers here and one disc and one disc, and how many hamburgers or discs do you have? That you have to do a little pre-planning. Annie Moffat is great. She's on teacherspayteachers.com. Annie, Annie. Oh my goodness, I haven't been doing any kind of putting comments up, but let me just put this up for Annie Moffat. I love her. I wish she went up to high school. But Annie Moffat is her store on TPT is called the Moffat Girls. Let me just put that, the Moffat Girls. And that is great, the Moffat Girls on teacherspayteachers.com. Okay. And scroll. Show. Okay. So she has lots of great handouts on supertizing, and also just really easy things that have flowers, and she has a lot of seasonal things that you can quickly pre-teach just to show them what to do, and then they can just do it by themselves with the manipulatives. But they can do it while you're working alongside your 8-year-old doing like double digit addition, and they're doing addition right there. Or you can get dice and have them roll, say two, they have two dice, roll one dice, say it's a 3, they grab 3 discs. Don't do marbles, so roll away 3 discs, roll another dice, maybe just have dice that go up to 6, and then do the disc for the number, and then count them, whatever. Or I mean, there's lots of things you can do with manipulatives. You can do like a little hopscotch, or there's so many things that you can do where you can teach the basic operations at the same time. Some of it you're gonna have to plan a little bit, because that 5-year-old, that attention span is gonna be less than that 8-year-old. Okay. Hey, Pray Love Homeschool. It's good to see you. And Jason King, that's a new name I haven't seen. Okay, let me get back to these comments, and then for real, the last time, I'm gonna wrap it up after this. Okay. Let's see. Okay. That I'm overloading the youngest. Any tips? Okay, so yeah, so first of all, look at the subjects that you're teaching. As I said earlier, history is fun. You don't have to do any writing. So right there, the playing field is level. It's a lot of reading. Now, even if your child is not reading, or obviously, maybe they're a beginner or emerging reader, maybe they're a rock star reader, you have audiobooks to help. Or your 8-year-old can read to your child. So number one, that's helping your 8-year-old with his or her elocution, which I'm doing poorly because and we're just reading in general. And then your youngest one practicing the listening skills, and they're also learning the story that they're learning about. So you get 2 birds with 1 stone. So history is a great way to teach multiple children, multiple ages. I definitely would do that. Science. Now, science, depending on if you're doing experiments, might be more work for you. But if you just have to teach them, both of them, science is a great place to start. Okay. So again, not a lot of writing. Maybe for your 8-year-old, if you want them to keep a lab workbook, you can. But for the 5-year-old, it's all, exploring and, drawing conclusions and, teach a scientific method is be natural about it, looking at the world and what it does and, what's your questions about it. And then, go forward with that. But writing is going to be tricky. I'm going to tell you that right now, unless your 5-year-old writes pretty well and can sit still for a little bit, especially if you have to kind of explain things to either or. Because with writing, it's so abstract, you can get lost really immediately. And it's going to be hard to corral a 5-year-old back. So I would just focus on those 2 subjects. And then for the other subjects, I would make sure, watch my video on how to homeschool without losing your sanity, or how to homeschool multiple ages, something like that. Just put mine. I think it's like without losing your mind, something like that, or multiple ages. It's in there somewhere, and I might need to update that. But you you have your arsenal of things for the other child to do to buy you time. Okay, whether you need 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. If you're talking about an elementary kid, yeah, the most I would go up is 30, and that's pushing it independently. Okay, unless they're watching a documentary or something of educational value where it's long form and you have 45, where it's like 45 minutes and longer. Other than that, then you want to just break that down and just do it in chunks for the one that is not yet ready to be independent for a longer period of time. Okay, does that make sense? Okay. All right. Yes, see you Friday, Monument Mom. Okay, does size matter? All right, this one's about to get blocked. Get another troll in here. Okay, let's see. Lori. Okay, 3 more minutes and then I'm out, guys. Good curriculum for a child on the spectrum. She is 13 but works at 8. Perfectionist, takes up to 3 hours on a subject. Videos seem to be 20 minutes too long for her. A good curriculum for a child on the spectrum. She's 13. Okay, so wait, Lori, was that you that asked about the 13, the other child that was on the spectrum? No, that was on IG. Okay. You have to remember with these teens, their hormones are all over the place, okay? And some of this might seem like kind of off the wall. One, they need more sleep. Please let them get more sleep, especially with kids on the spectrum, because that neurological wiring, it needs more time. It needs more time. Whether your child is mild, moderate, or severe on the spectrum, sleep at this age, their body is still expanding. They're going to grow exponentially between 13 and 16, right? So give yourself a little help by letting them get some sleep. Okay, now that they have that, look at the subjects that are their favorite. Okay, you always want to start with a win. Look at what's their favorite. Now for curriculum, that's why you're asking about the curriculum. Well, think about the subject that they do like. Is it math? Is it writing? Is it history? If you already know, okay? And then we can try to find the curriculum within each subject. You might find that your child is really auditory. She don't want to do no books, don't want to write nothing. And there's curriculum out there where you can be totally auditory. It can be totally verbal for her. Or she has to write. She has to write. She has to have that sensory outlet, or he has to have that outlet. But these are things that we need to know before we can say, okay, this curriculum might be a good match, okay? And then sometimes kids on the spectrum might have some other underlying issues, like maybe with sight. I know for my middle son, we used Barton Ortho I always forget how to say it, Gillingham or Gilligan. Um, because for spelling, at one time I thought he might have been dyslexic. He's not, but there are some other things that might exacerbate something that really, if you adjust it, you wouldn't have a problem to begin with. So we want to make sure all of those things are covered so we know what we're working with. And then start with the subject that's your child's favorite. And you're not gonna have a placement test for science or history or English. So you're gonna look for what is interesting to them. So for writing, I know writing is, it's hard for a lot of people, even so-called neurotypical people. For writing, I look for the writing that is story-based. For me, why? My children love stories. One, it's easier to learn the stories. It's easier for working memory, it's easier to hold a story. Put like this. If I was explaining, okay, if I told you a story about, we just read something today. Okay, if I was telling you a story, okay, if you have a neighbor and your neighbor's, stingy sometimes they give something but begrudgingly, and then, they're always mean and silly and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay, you have a neighbor and you might forget. But if I told you about, man, I got this neighbor who dresses like Dracula, and he's got this house with this purple house that has, busted out windows, and every time he comes out, he snarls and his teeth, hangs out, and, you're going to remember this story, this image. Think of all your fables, all your Aesop fables, how you learn your proverbs, a lot of things we learn in life that we still hold to came from a story. The tortoise and the hare, the ant and the grasshopper. We learned about life skills through stories. So kids, the Schoolhouse Rock, we just watched that because my child could not remember conjunctions. I'm like, conjunction, function. I said, it's only 3 right now. I gotta watch it. So we watched it. Did you know, and I have a printout of that, there are about 60 videos of Schoolhouse Rock, and they also the stories cover grammar, writing, and math. Did y'all know that? Because a lot of y'all just know the parts of speech videos, but there's more. But anyway, so it was the story. So when he listened to the story, he saw the little trains with, the 2 cars being joined by, and or nor and all that stuff. Oh yeah. So just stories. So for me and my family, stories work well. So I try to find stories across the curriculum. So for you, Lori, try to find that sweet spot, something about your child that they like or that they're good at. And if you don't know, now is a good time to find out. Okay. So if you don't know, I would start with a story. So for writing, before you buy any curriculum, I would look at, I would go online, and depending on what your child is learning in writing, like maybe they're learning parts of speech, or maybe they're learning about topic sentence. See if they like YouTube videos on that as a song or as a story. Believe me, they'll have them up there. See it, maybe they recoil from that. You just got to play detective and see. And then you got the attitude and the teen stuff that meshes in. So it might not be that they don't like that. It could just be they don't like you right now sitting next to them. You got to take that into account. So that's something, if you want to get together for a consultation, you can give me all this information on your daughter, and then we can back engineer to find curriculum that goes back to a second, heck, even a first grade level. And then we build from there. Okay. Remember, we're no egos or anything involved. The main thing is to find that one little lick that they like to make learning fun with you. So then you can, give them the next thing that they might not want to do, but you kind of got some buy-in, some street cred with them. So right now, it's not just teaching your kid, it's getting street cred with your kid, not being their friend, but them taking you seriously as their teacher and then wanting to learn from you. Okay. And there's more to it than that, but right now it's just trying to find what makes them tick. Okay. And it doesn't always happen overnight. And you're saying you're perfectionist, 3 hours on a subject. No, not if it's not going well after 20, 30 minutes, kill it. Go to something else, preferably something that's more enjoyable. Does your child like to read? Pull a book out. You can learn writing and grammar from a book. Find a book that she likes. Teach her grammar from that book. Hopefully, that's why I love classics. You can teach writing from the classics. You can absolutely teach writing because you got the best example in your hand, and then you can teach grammar from that. Okay. And then for videos, when you do a Google search, I think you can do it by duration, the filter, and see if you can find something that's 20 minutes or less, or if it's a little bit longer, but it looks good, just break it up. Okay. Her working memory might be low. Okay. So after 10 minutes, she's on sensory overload. So those are things that we need to know. Okay. You'll be all right. Y'all both be all right. What's up, Queen Tisha and Priceless Candy? All right, guys. Dog, did it again. I went 6 minutes over. All right, one last comment, and then I'm out. Unless it's a really good one that I think will help everybody. All right, they have science songs too. Yes, Schoolhouse Rock. Let me write this down. Schoolhouse Rock. They have. I'm gonna do a video on that. It's gonna be a real short one. Schoolhouse Rock catalog. They have a catalog. They do. If any of you guys are familiar with Marilyn Burns, the author, oh, I'm so gassy. I'm sorry. Marilyn Burns, she wrote a lot of books like 60s and the 1970s. It has a School of Rock feel to it. You know how the artist who did the rendition or whatever you say for the Schoolhouse Rock videos, her illustrator kind of took a page out of that. I don't know if it's the same person. So it has a kind of vibe. And things weren't censored back then, so they really say stuff. So Marilyn Burns, I have about 4 of her books. She's got one for geology, which is where on the earth is, I don't know, I forget. She's got Short People Are Adults Too. She's got one, Blood and Guts. That's the science one. She's got a lot. You know what? I should do a Marilyn Burns. I can do a quick one. I like doing those little reviews because those are fast. Okay, Marilyn Burns. If you guys like Marilyn Burns, if you like the School of Rock videos, you'll love Marilyn Burns. Books review. All right, guys, I need to go check on my babies. I'm surprised they didn't come in here whining about something. So it's time for them to get their next dose because I have to do it every 2 hours, 7 times a day. So let me grab the plates of health and disseminate these potions and concoctions to my children. And we will be going live Friday, probably at 4 o'clock my time, Pacific time, just because I know we're going to be on for a long time. Might go earlier if I can't. So anyway, please put a like and share this video, but definitely put a like on the video if you found some value in that. I do have my free stuff. Let me see if I put it down here. I have my, I didn't put it down in the description box because I was rushing to get on here. I had to like put some stuff on my face and my hair, so I forgot to put it in the description box. But go to the previous video. I have the link for your free homeschool checklist. Who's there? Hey. Are you going to go to practice? How's he feeling? Oh, good. So the pain in the eye is it subsiding?
Didn't ask him. He's just going to football.
Does he want to go?
Yeah.
Or does
I'll text it from there.
Or does my husband want to go? All right. I got to go so I can go check out the situation, check out my child before he goes to football practice. I'm like, oh, I don't know about all that. All right, guys. So I'm out here. Check out that free homeschool checklist. It is on, just click on any of my other videos and it's on there. I didn't put it on here because I was rushing to get here on to talk to you guys. And also you can visit my website, that homeschoollife.com. I'm still building it, but I have a lot of stuff up there already. And I'm going to be better at putting more articles up there where I talk about working memory and processing speed and just more things. If you guys just want to be able to read things and maybe see some pictures, I will do that. All right, I'm out here, guys. Love you guys. I will see you on Friday, the next live, Friday night live. Love you guys. Mwah. Bye.